Oh, absolutely. That was a really great race, but
Yeah,
we'll see if things go the same way. That charge being the all important item in the first race, the fact that Derxu did not pick up the charge beam at Ice Beam, cross product did, and that being the ultimate difference in the match.
yeah, yeah. It's tough. It takes a lot of time to collect all that ammo. So and especially when it's all coming up missiles at the end of the game. But yeah, I guess to also answer a question in the chat here, the second match is Chozo, and it is playoff Chozo, so Suitless Meridia is on the table. As I learned,
Absolutely. Okay, I want to see that.
yeah, I definitely want to see it one of these matches. Unfortunately, as I learned earlier, I guess it's like a 5% chance that it happens, but
Yeah, but it
um,
doesn't. That so
yeah,
you're
that's
saying
not
there's a
zero.
chance. It's
Yeah,
not zero.
exactly.
So one of the big differences in Chozo, and the reason why I talked about that charge beam issue in the first match, is in Chozo the reward for going after charge beam versus ammo is very very different. The calculation to make that decision. So in Major Minor, all your ammo is items are in one pool, and all your E tanks and your major items are in another pool. But in Chozo, the pools are a little bit different. You have your Chozo statues. For those of you that haven't seen Chozo, probably I ought to explain that anyway. So you have 25 Chozo locations. They are all the Chozo statues, the morph ball location, and the boss reward items locations, which have been designated as Varia suit behind Kraid, the E tank behind Ridley, and the right side supers after Fantoon. Of course, Dragon's reward item is already a Chozo statue, so we don't have to designate that one separately. And in those 25 locations, you're going to have all your major items: three regular E tanks, a reserve tank, two supers, two missiles, and one power bomb. Basically, the minimum ammo and tanks needed to beat the game, although technically you don't actually need the reserve tank. Um, so, because the pools are slightly different, there are fewer locations for the charge beam to begin with. But more importantly, when you're looking for um, that ammo at the end, that ammo pool now includes E-tanks and reserves, and at the very end of the game, that's not what you wanna see. Not wanna see E-tanks and reserve tanks.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good point there. I kind of always forget that towards the end when they're looking for ammo, that there's a lot of e-tanks, like what, 18 or something with
Yeah,
reserves, or yeah,
14 E-tanks, 4 reserves, so yeah, it's a lot of extra locations that are not gonna be those super missiles that you definitely wanna get when you're talking about getting that ammo item, so, and like I said, fewer locations that charge beam could be. So the calculus is different when you're deciding whether or not to choose between the charge beam or the chargeless plan. So it could be interesting to see how that affects this game too.
yeah. And while a lot of the chosen locations are, also in major minor, a couple are different. There's an item location behind Spore Spawn that, on occasion, will require a Spore Spawn fight, which is always fun. Edicoons are now nothing well, no, nothing major in Chozo.
Yep. And
But like alpha PBs, oh sorry, but yeah, like
yeah,
alpha
Alpha
power
PB is
bombs,
location now.
yeah,
So
is
the
a
thing
new
I'm
one.
going to point out now is one of the locations that's also a Chozo item is what we call 230 missiles. It's called 230 missiles because it's traditionally the last item picked up in an in a 100% route. Um, Thus your 230th missile.
Yep.
But because they didn't get any power bombs early on, we knew this item that Derxu just picked up had to be one of speed booster, bombs, screw attack, or in Chozo could be your one power bomb pack. And because it wasn't bombs or power bombs, now we have to skip 230 missiles. We also are going to be skipping Gauntlet. Logically, we can get in, but logically, we can't get out. Though it is possible with a very tight short charge to get out. So,
Yeah,
a couple of early Chozo locations that we're going to be skipping.
yeah, and neither of those locations can be suits, but they still can be good items. I mean, they can be charge,
It
they
could
can
be
be
charge, they
plasma.
could be ice, they could be high jump boots. Those all sorts of items that they could be that
Yeah,
uh, could be required in some way or another.
definitely. So Both runners heading into Brinstar now. We'll get to see the next Chozo statue here. Cross product, accidentally shooting out that block and having to reset the room. Okay. Whoops.
And we have bombs.
Huh. So they could go back to 230 now, but will they?
I
Probably
doubt
not, but
it. They could go back to 230 and they could go back to a gauntlet.
yeah. If Cross wanted to switch from regular back to meme route in this game, he could do the opposite of what he did in game one.
Yeah. Yeah, couldn't do a meme route this time, not without power bombs. That's a key component of the meme route sequence is having
Yeah,
power
true.
bombs.
True. But yeah, and there you see two E tanks in the back of the early supers Chozo room there. So already a couple of E tanks. And yeah, because of those majors being on Chozo statues, they're actually, and not including the energy tanks, or all of them, in general, there are fewer checks in Chozo. So that's part of too why that charge beam is more easily found.
So let's see if Cross can't accidentally check the Edakuns because he doesn't have power bombs. So that's a good
True.
thing.
It's
But he
built-in
does,
soft lock prevention.
yeah. He will be able to get charged because he has those regular bombs. Has bombs and super, so he can check spore spawns. So this is a good setup for them.
Yeah, yeah, they can do
So
a good clean here in Brimstone. Pink.
so they're not going to be nearly as punished for not having power bombs as they would be in a major minor situation. Actually, those bombs being all important to that, really.
Yep.
Although, normally in a major minor, you'd also have that wave gate that you're skipping, even if you have regular bombs. So this is a little bit better. Crossproduct not getting the backdoor thing in the first try. Got it on the second try. You can tell you got it because the world will shake. If you don't see any shaking, you didn't get the spot.
And he did it from a different setup on the
Yeah.
second try.
Yeah, there's several different locations where that works. So.
Yeah. Oh, funnily enough, Derxu did it from the same spot.
And an ice beam. So
Wow.
that'll be good for the runners. They don't have to worry about power bombs quite as much. They will need to get at least one pack though.
That's a little crazy actually, because these Chozo seeds, from what I understand, or at least what I've seen, Ice Beam is often not an early item.
No,
Usually
not at all.
buried in Meridia or Laurel Norfair. So
Yeah, but in this seed they already had speed booster. So you'll see in a lot of Chozo seeds that one of speed or ice will be locked behind Dragon, and you need speed or ice to get to Dragon in the first place. So in
yeah.
this case, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so this is a good early setup for him. A little ice, little plasma, a little speed booster. Just need a pack of power bombs and they're good to go. And as far as the change locations too, not having access to waterway doesn't matter because that is not a Chozo statue down there.
Which is always a good feeling. That
Yeah.
location and the Wreck Ship Reserve location are the two most popular changes.
Yeah.
Not having to worry about waterway if you don't have speed booster early on, and not having to be punished for going to the wreck ship early because there's not going to be anything important at the reserve.
Now the runners do need to be careful here about, well, not going up unless they're really looking to gamble, which Cross apparently is. If Cross gambles and there's no power bombs up here at Alpha PBs, he's taking
Oh, yeah. This is a
long
risk.
circle back down.
This
So
is a risk.
I really like this gamble, but it almost never pays off. So this is not exactly good for him.
Yeah,
And,
Derxu
yeah.
gonna go straight down.
Yeah. And Cross is in, so he is locked in if he finds no power bombs. Here at Alpha PBs, he's stuck.
Yeah. Now he could loop around and check both Gauntlet and
Oh,
my god.
What is that?
Okay, so
How does that change the math? I don't even know.
it still means he's got to loop around unless he finds power bombs at either 230 or a Gauntlet, and I suspect he will go check those locations on his
Yeah.
way around.
Wow,
And
that's
space jump for Derxu.
that's a really interesting spot for Various Suit, and I like
Extremely
that
interesting.
Cross is doing this like crazy play and finding. Yeah, I think we're gonna have another crazy race here. So yeah, your favorite item there at Spazer, or yeah, Spazer.
Yep.
So yeah, early suit's always nice, but this is gonna lose him time having a round. He could still
Unless
find other good items, but
unless he finds those power bombs.
yeah,
He's
sure.
got he's got two logical locations. He's got two out of logic locations. So there's got to be some power bombs on a Chozo statue somewhere. But because he's got bombs, he can get all the way through Gauntlet, and he could find power bombs in the back.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
they could absolutely be at 230, and they can absolutely be logically located at Gauntlet. But he's gonna do Gauntlet first. I kind of would have rather see him do 230 first.
Yeah, because you can check back at Gauntlet a little more in line. Like he must really be thinking that if he finds these power bombs here, he's gonna head back to ship. I guess I don't know,
Oh,
but
absolutely, that's where
yeah.
he's gonna go.
In any case, this is also going to be a little easier for him in that he has Various Suit,
I
so
know.
he's not going to take as much damage from this level.
And what's
Oh, and
really
Ice Beam.
yeah, Ice Beam useful for those yapping mobs. Well, they could just super them.
This is a way that I almost never see this checked on anymore, in Chozo at least. Ice, Varia, and bombs.
Yeah. Oh, we see any one of those alone, but free.
Yeah.
And what do we have? High jump
High
boost. Well,
jump boots. Wow.
okay, not the power bombs he wanted, but definitely an item he wanted.
Yeah, I mean this sets him up for Lava Dive if it ends up going that way.
And
So
he's gonna go back out. Okay. Gonna check the 230 missiles. I
that's
thought maybe he
interesting.
would go for the illogical power bombs in the back. Okay,
Yeah.
use a supercross. Okay, he did get out without dying. That's good. Even with Berry Suit, that acid does a ton of damage.
Yeah, I'm a little interested. Like, he didn't check. You can check the items if you want to see what they are on your first trip down, but then
Not
he's
without
also
power
not.
bombs, you can't.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, why isn't he checking them now?
I think he's gonna bank on 230 missiles, and if not, you're just gonna have to do that whole loop. And
Yeah,
it's not gonna lose him as much time as it might have because of that various suit. If Derxu commits to hell runs, then
yeah,
that's a lot of time that crossproduct is not going to spend on the hell runs. Hell runs are not fast because of all the farming you have to do.
yeah.
If on
And
the other hand,
Derxu's heading down. Well,
Derxu goes up, he's going to end up at the same loop the crossproduct's in.
yeah, but yeah. Derxu is heading down. Probably, I would say he's definitely going to check ice this time. So he's
Yeah.
going to
Oh,
at least
absolutely.
do two
At
hell
least do one
runs.
hell run.
Yeah. Or yeah, I guess high jump's not really a hell run, but yeah, at least do
No, it's not a
two
heated
checks
route.
here.
Okay, so just some super missiles for crossproduct. So he's going to have to loop all the way around.
Yeah,
But this is why I would have liked to see him do this check first, because if he'd done this check first, then the answer to the gauntlet question is clearly to keep going all the way to the end in hopes you get those illogical power bombs.
yeah.
Whereas
No, I
now he
agree
did a
with
whole
that.
bunch of backtracking this way, a whole lot more backtracking this way. So the way these hell runs work now, I don't know that we've seen any of the Chozo E tanks. So these hell runs are not in logic until we see 3 Chozo E tanks. Now there are 4 total, 3 regular E tanks and 1 reserve. The game will give them whatever other E tanks are necessary to do a hell run in other locations. Now most of the hell runs are down to only 3 tanks. I think there are a few that may still be at 4. For instance, if Cathedral of Power Bombs were your first item, which is not, it's not going to be because it's not a chosen location, that would normally take 6 in a major minor. So I mean, just little things like that. But my theory on Chozo is you want to look for that way to figure out how to break the logic. And Derxu running into that spacer, that's interesting because it sure looks like he saw it and turned around to go back for it.
Yeah, he definitely saw it. I don't know what that was about, but maybe he wants the wider beam for a little while.
Now, you could be thinking suitless, although we have, what we say, 5% for that?
Yeah, yeah, at least that's what I heard.
Okay, going for this tricky little mock ball. Looks like he got it.
Yeah, nice job. And
Very nice.
I'm pretty sure I saw at least one E tank, but I know we haven't seen all all the required ones. So yes, he is definitely out of logic.
Yeah. So the one nice thing for Derxu here is he with space jump and screw attack, these hell runs are super safe.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're gonna have to do a hell run, doing it
Oh,
with space jump and screw attack is nice.
oh, he tried to hide the menu of shame by turning off ice at the same time. Didn't work, buddy. Didn't work.
Okay, now Cross has no choice but to go down.
Yep.
And with all this farming Derxu's gonna do, Cross is actually gonna have a shot at catching up here. Which makes this really, really interesting the way this is turning out, because again, I can't tell who's in the lead because of these just little details.
Yeah, and you never know what, Cross with Varia and high jump. I mean, you never know what he's actually going to check before he,
Mhm.
just does a lava dive or
Yep.
something. I mean, he's got 30 supers. I mean, I guess you do need
Yep.
power bombs,
Now
but
he's gonna do a lava dive for sure
yeah,
with Varia and high jump boots, and Derxu isn't gonna have that choice unless he wants to go for Varialess lower Norfair, and I don't see that
no,
happening.
yeah, yeah. I mean, those E-tanks can be anywhere and could mean none in Lord Warfare. So, yeah, that would be interesting to see, but it would probably be a lot of deaths.
Yeah, and Dirk's doing a good job remembering that you can go through this the opposite way with bombs.
Yeah, yeah. Bombs are super useful. Don't forget.
Because without those bombs, you'd have to do the Cathedral Hell Run. Although again, with Space Jump and Screw Attack and 5 E-Tanks, that's actually pretty easy.
Yeah,
The hardest part of that run, the hardest part of that Hell Run is the last room, the Rising Tide room. And Space Jump and Screw Attack, you just fly through it.
yeah, yeah. You gotta be real careful on that one. A lot of deaths had in that room.
Absolutely.
Take those flying guys at the very
Yeah,
beginning. They do so
I've
much
died.
damage.
I've died a lot in that room.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
cross product on his crate fight. Let's see if he can get a nice quick kill here.
yeah. And even if he doesn't, he can finish it off with 28 more supers.
Yep.
Both of these seeds we've had for them have just been so super heavy at the beginning. It's insane.
Okay, cross product doing a nice job getting the quick kill.
Yeah. Derxu having a lot of help from an E-tank here at the end of the speed hell run. And finds
Oh,
charge
there's that
beam.
charge beam. So now yeah, Cross is gonna find that. So I don't think we're gonna have much of a charge beam. Although Cross product does have enough supers to go straight down.
Yeah, he
We'll
has
see
enough
how much he actually.
supers.
Yeah. So we could see a switch.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that, the bubble, well, not think that, the bubble mountain checks often happen after lower Norfair because it's a
Absolutely.
little bit quicker. So,
Yeah,
with
you're spit out.
crosses,
Yeah, you're spit right
yeah,
out there at wave beam. I could easily see Cross product heading straight down to
yeah,
Grizzly.
yeah, which in this case, it's not really gonna hurt him much not to have charge down there, but, um, it's gonna be a little unfortunate.
Yeah, he's got a good ammo count. So it just comes. I mean, there's just so fewer majors here. It's like I said, the payoff of having to go of going for ammo at the end is just not the same.
Yeah. Well, and as far as cross going straight down, well, we just saw the Bubble Mountain hell runs, and there's still no power bombs actually. So he is going to need to do something to find power bombs, and so far, I don't even know where those would be. Maybe Croc?
I think the only place left at this point is Croc. I think they have to be
Yeah.
a Croc. We haven't seen any out of logic power bombs. It wouldn't be a terrible idea for these runners to check the Norfair Reserve location, especially with Space Jump and Screw Attack. You can do that pretty quickly. And Crossback also running right into Spacer. What is this?
That room is so
Oh my
big, you
god!
can see it a mile away.
Like they both turned around for a second and then turned back and picked up the item.
Maybe we would have an agreement that we're all picking up Spacer
Maybe,
and
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
like it. But yeah, I agree with that. The reserve has 3 miners back there, so could be power bombs, and that's an easy enough check. I'd almost like to see that check first from Cross.
Yeah, that's an
I
interesting
probably
point.
wouldn't, but yes, base jump. He's got so many miners, and that's what he's looking for. He's looking for power bombs. He's looking for miners. So
Probably gonna pick those supers up on his way out.
yeah. Well, he does still have to lava dive on this route.
Oh,
So
and look, there are power bombs right
yeah,
there. Derxu
there
can
they are.
avoid the Croc check because Croc, I'm pretty certain, has to have their logical power bombs, and we'll see if cross product makes that same play.
Yeah, and he dips right out too after getting him. So
Now, if he really understands this Chozo logic, now you have to skip Croc because I pretty certain it's 100% Croc has those power bombs.
I don't know.
And no, he's not, he's heading down there. That's a
Yeah,
mistake. I mean, granted, an extra power bomb pack is not a bad thing,
but it's a
but
slow check.
it's a slow check. Although to be fair, Derxu does not actually. That's a good point. Derxu does not know that Croc has power bombs because he
Yeah,
has not seen Gauntlet. He has not seen 30 missiles. He has not seen Alpha Peebs. So this is actually a perfect legit check.
yeah. I mean, it could still be Vario for him, and Croc is you often bet on Croc. So I mean,
And
this
they
is the
can't.
right play for
Yeah.
him. It's just unfortunate that it's not the right play.
So no, they can't be at Alpha Peebs. That's where the Various suit was. But yeah,
Yeah,
to his mind, they could be. So this is a good check for him.
yeah.
Now for cross product, if he goes down here, that's not a good check.
Yeah.
assuming he does check the Norfair reserve.
Well,
Cross product might just decide, I know they're there, I'll just go down and get them.
and Cross is checking Bubble Mountain first. Oh
Well,
yeah,
he
he
still
doesn't
he has
have
power
charge
bomb.
yet.
He doesn't have power bombs yet.
Oh yeah, that's
He
right.
can't go to lower Norfair until he gets power bombs.
That's right. I was so thinking he was going to do the reserve first, but no, he's going to do the standard Bubble Mountain. So pick up a couple of E tanks. I guess I'll pick up charge too. That was in here, so be happy with that.
An interesting cross still hasn't turned that plasma beam back on.
Maybe we'll see him forget the whole rest of the game. Who knows? Probably not. But...
Well, I hope he doesn't pull a John on us and decide not to use his plasma beam. John, one of our rather infamous memers who
Yeah.
loves a good meme so much that he'll do that before he will go to try and win a race.
I will say if it's the reason why we get a game 3, I'd actually be okay with it. In this one case.
Derxu are gonna find these power bombs right here, and there they are.
I'm very
Yes, you
confused
want
about-
those.
Oh man. Yeah, he looked a little confused seeing those there.
And cross product with charge beam decides not to pick up those supers. That makes a lot of sense. So now, Cross, you're gonna go check the Norfair Reserve area, or are you gonna head on down to Kamar, where you know there has to be power bombs?
Yeah, I mean either way, he gets them, so he is heading
So
down.
he's heading down. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's a fair choice. It's a if that's not power bombs there, it's a time waste. It's 2 extra door transitions.
Yeah,
And he's guaranteed to get power bombs here, and he knows it, so he's just gonna go get them.
Yeah. Sometimes, the logic play, it makes the most sense if there weren't power bombs in the reserve, be out of luck. It's that whole where he didn't check the top erect ship item. You lose time one way or you lose time the other.
Absolutely.
So Derxu heading out now. Is picking up more super missiles despite having charge ice plasma.
Of course, we'll see another very quick croc fight here. And Derxu gonna head on up and probably come right back down when he finds the actually maybe not. We'll see. He's gonna find the very suit, and then we'll see if he goes straight to the wreck ship, or if he checks over at the gauntlet and gets his high jump boost.
Yeah. And we're going to see an extra check on his way up because I'm sure he'll dip into X-ray.
Right. We have not seen X-ray. If that's
Oh no! Oh yeah, he has power bombs now. I'm sorry. It's Cross doesn't.
Cross will have them in a second.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll see the X-ray from Derxu. Wow, imagine if this was like the last seed where,
Well,
well, not like, yeah,
gravity
gravity
suit
at
were at
X-ray.
X-ray. 'Cause then
That's
Derxu
what I was just.
maybe does come straight back down to go to lower Norfair and may never get those high jump boots.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. If gravity's here, that would be a crazy again another turn of fortune in this race. And the X-ray check as quick as can be.
Yeah, this as dangerous as this room is when you don't have the items. When you have space jump and screw attack, it's gonna be free.
Yeah.
And we have wave
Oh,
beam. Well,
it's wave.
it's a good item. It's a very good item.
Yeah.
Not what he's looking for.
Gives him the full combo,
Yeah,
so
full beam
hopefully
combo.
he won't pick up any more ammo on the way. And Cross gets his pack of PBs.
And I suspect he's gonna beeline it to lower Norfair.
Yeah. And so with that not being gravity suit, yeah, the lower Norfolk play making more and more sense. You got high jump, you got bombs for worst room. Oh well, space jump. Never mind. And for the worst
Yeah,
room in the game.
and high jump. He's got his
Yeah,
spaceship and high jump. You know.
and speed booster, and yeah. So yeah, this is pretty much just a race to find gravity at this point because Derxu is about to find his Varia and can turn right back around if he wants because he does have power bombs.
If he can do high jump, he'll have a dive.
Yeah, yeah. So probably won't.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. He
Derxu's
might
been
be.
good.
There's a lot of players that can. Not everybody. It's one of those things. Not everybody in the top 16 can do it, but a lot of players in the top 16 can do it.
Yeah.
A lot of players not in the top 16 can do it too. But it's never ever required.
Very good.
Okay, let's see where Derxu decides to go.
And he's going up.
Okay.
You're already up here. I mean,
So
you
then the
know
next
it.
question is he
You
gonna
know
go?
the. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Is he gonna go to wreck ship first, or is he gonna go to check out the 230 and the gauntlet locations first?
Well, he didn't check Gauntlet last game, so
Yeah.
I'd almost be surprised if he
Yeah, I
decided
have
to
to
change it
agree.
up this game. But yeah, I mean, you're playing cross product, and I feel like this decision is fueled by that. I I feel like there's a strong chance that cross product would gamble on something crazy like alpha PBs,
Yep.
and so you just gotta kind of lean into it and go to wreck ship here.
And this will be a much safer wreck
Oh,
ship
and
situation. There's power bombs
more.
behind power bombs.
Isn't that
Oh,
always the way? As
it
soon as you
is.
get a
It really
pack, they're everywhere. Derxu having a really nice, I don't know if you call that ocean fly with the space jump, but he was flying for sure.
Well, I really like the speed booster space jump combination. I wish there were more places that was useful.
Yeah. Well, Cross is going through a good number of supers this time to get that first try gate glitch.
And just supers.
Yeah.
So he's just going to beeline it. We're straight on out of there. Decides, I don't need any more supers. And frankly, he's got almost a full beam combo. He really doesn't need more supers.
No.
Although he could have farmed less if he'd picked up the pack.
Save the same amount of time by picking it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, God, you never know. Sometimes you lose minutes on, or you lose 7 seconds there. Sometimes you save it on the farm. It's just crazy. What's really faster?
But making very quick work of worst from the game, because when you have high jump, space jump, and screw attack, that really is not the worst room in the game. It lives up to its reputation at any percent, but not in Rando when you have this kind of item set.
And Derxu he was having a much better fight until
Well,
he
okay, this is still a much better fight. Let's face it.
Yeah,
he's got screw attack. He's got charge beam. He's using pseudo screws with the screw attack. He's safe.
I'm wondering though if he thought Fantoon was actually dead because Fantoon didn't look that red to me. I don't know. Maybe I was.
Well, a couple things that can happen. So, yeah, usually it's because you think Fantoon's already dead. But I know sometimes you can just slip your finger and end up on supers by accident. That's
Yeah,
never
I kind of
never
think
a good feeling.
that's yeah, I kind of think that's what happened, just a slip. But in any case, Fantoon is down. Uh, no big troubles this time for Derxu, so that's a good. I'm sure I'll breathe a little easier for the rest of the seat. Wow, cross product just missing everything in the Metal Pirates room until finally getting it.
Okay, so we're gonna see some new stuff over on Dirk's screen. Cross
Yeah.
product about to face Ridley. We'll see one more item on his screen after he finishes off with Ridley.
So what could be in ship? Well, I guess gravity. That's the only thing.
That's
Okay,
the big
so
thing.
gravity's the only thing that's really gonna
All
hurt
all
Derxu.
we have left is gravity, spring ball, X-ray. Well, we could have X-ray and grapple. It's easy to forget those, so we don't track them because well they're on the screen.
Oh, and there's
And there's
gravity.
gravity suit.
Dang.
Okay, so yeah,
Wow.
if you're a Dirksu, I think you just leave.
I mean, that's the gamble you got to make, right?
I don't
It's
think it's
tough
a
to make it, but
I don't think it's a gamble. I mean, he's gonna miss out on high jump boost, but other than that, I don't see this as a gamble at all. I think he has to leave.
okay. Yeah, and I mean that is excellent for him again, getting both suits before cross, and yeah, he's noping out. He's done with the ship. He's not really spending any more time than Cross will spend in it because either Cross will suitless if he finds grapple, or he'll have to go up the same amount of checks. And yeah,
Yeah, and we talked about this last race, and knowing now that Meridia can have your gravity suit, Meridia in Chozo, we have changed the logic that the gravity suit can be, and there's our Chozo reserve tank. The
yeah.
gravity suit can be at Dragon. Does Cross Product choose to just go straight to Meridia, or does he choose to go up direct ship?
Well,
Because
and
he's got
actually,
everything he needs. He's got well, he does. He's got
can
almost.
he?
He doesn't have grapple beam.
Yeah, can he do it without grapple? No, right?
Um.
He can do.
Yes, he can. Yeah, you can do snail climbing. I don't know that Cross does that, or I think he. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
I'd be surprised if Cross doesn't know how to do that.
So
He put it in a SMZ3 Plando. He knows how to do snail climbing. So that would be quite. So that would be a very Cross product thing to do. But I think he goes up direct ship.
yeah, I mean, I feel like Rex Ship's the smart play for him. Because I mean, what's he really have left that he hasn't checked? I mean, there's nothing. It's all in Rex Ship. He's checked Gauntlet. He's checked 230. He's done all of Bubble Mountain.
Hmm.
He knows
So
that gravity and grapple are not like they're just not available right now.
yeah, to his mind, it's X-ray, the 3 locations in the wreck ship, or somewhere in or Dragon for
Yeah,
gravity suit. That's all that's left to him.
yeah. So despite Derxu getting a lot of help from that gravity suit, Cross is still. I mean, this is going to be really close. Cross
I
is still in
don't
good.
know. I do
Yeah.
not know who's in the lead.
Again,
I
it's
mean,
anybody's race.
he's not gonna spend any more time in the wreck ship than Derxu did.
Yeah.
Um,
And it may come down to things like, you know, I mean, surprisingly, it would be interesting, but it may come down to like Cross doesn't have Wave Beam and Derxu does, so he
I
could
think
do Baby Skip and.
Cross is gonna get the wave beam. I think he'll check X-ray on his way up.
Oh,
But
true.
Derxu is
Also,
not gonna get high jump, and so he's not gonna be able to do baby skip.
yeah,
And waveless baby skip is a thing that can be done. It's just a lot harder.
yeah,
Whereas high
but it's
jumpless
like,
is not a thing. I
yeah,
mean, it's my understanding is that it's doable, but it's definitely if it is doable, it's definitely not going to save time.
yeah. I guess the whole point was just like there's only tiny differences
Yep,
left,
it's very. But
and
that's those high jump boots could make a difference,
yeah,
and Derxu's not going to pick them up.
even right here, in Lower Norfair, does I mean he has space jump, Derxu does, but a lot of these rooms, it's extra time doing those space jumps where a high jump would have just got you up there first try.
Yep.
So yeah, he's definitely going to lose time movement wise
Oh,
here
he
in Lower
probably gained a
Norfair.
little. Yeah, probably gained a little bit of time on that lava dive. He didn't have to actually do a lava dive. He just was able to space jump. Whereas
Yeah,
Cross product with that gravity suit had to do the traditional high jump lava dive.
yeah, true. So yeah, another close game. This is awesome. Close games with different routes.
Yeah, I'd like to see the different routes.
Yeah. I'd I'd like I'd like Derxu to be ahead for game 3, but
A game 3
then
would
I'm
be
also
really nice. I
yeah,
want a
then
game
I'm
3,
also
guys.
torn because of Cross's
Sorry, Cross.
awesome Cross's awesome bet on Alpha Power Bombs at the
Oh, I
beginning
know.
very early. Like then I want him to win because of that. I just so torn.
Well, we're supposed to be neutral anyway, so
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. So
or at
well,
least
I don't
act
know
like we're
who's
neutral.
winning.
So yeah, no, I don't know who's winning. We're gonna again, kind of like last time, we're gonna see who hits Meridia first.
Yeah. Yeah. And Dirksy's go moving pretty quickly here through Norfair. Cross will have to do an actual Fantoon fight instead of just X-raying
Eh,
Fantoon down.
I don't know. And we didn't really see this with Derxu, but it's only 3 shots with this beam combination. The full beam combination doing 900 damage. Fantoon has 2,500. So if you can manage to get some good charge shots in, it doesn't take very long, even without the X-ray.
Yeah.
Especially if you can get some nice faster even mid patterns from Fantoon instead of some slow ones.
Yeah. Cross doing damage boost for some reason with charge wave or
With space jump screw attack.
space jump screw attack. Like, why is he doing all these damage boosts? I guess muscle memory. I don't know. But in any case, he's out and heading up to the ship. Is that about his comment in the SRL?
Yeah, I'm not gonna respond to that one. Don't need him inferring anything. He got his spit. You got your high jump boost, Cross. I don't know what else I
Yeah.
could give you. You know,
Seriously.
you got your high jump boots, and Derxu doesn't. So you know you should be happy.
Yeah,
So if you're watching this later, you know.
And Dirksu's into Ridley here, so hitting Ridley before Cross gets to Fantoon. That's a good sign for him. Having a lot of super, so using those up, despite having the full beam combo. Super's
Yeah,
probably
supers are.
practically a little faster.
Yeah, supers have a higher DPS overall
Yeah.
than the charge. In fact, in any percent, typically, in
Oh
any
man.
percent old route, you're going to use. You don't want to use supers, not because it's slower, but because you don't want to have to refill them later.
Yeah. And Dirksu, he got some good pogos and kind of got stuck on the wrong side, but does take Ridley down at a good time. And not even going to check the item. Well, that's an interesting choice. I mean, we know it's trash, but what is he? Does he know?
He doesn't
Well, I
need
guess-
anything. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
guess high jump's the only thing, and
be smart not to go for it because it's not there.
yeah, that's a good play. It's what he needs right now. He needs an advantage. So
Yep. Every second he doesn't look for something is a second that he gains over cross product.
yeah. Cross using
Yeah.
a couple missiles. Now the charge shot looks good.
Yep.
Should just
If you
need
do that right, you can do 1,300 damage, 400 from the missiles, and then 900 from charge combination.
gets a fast eye close on the
And that
second
would
one.
give you an easy 2-round, although he misses on the... There we
Yeah.
go now. Go for the invisible pattern, which, by the way, also has a fast, mid, and slow invisible pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, cross
Oh, they
strike
all-
done with Fantoon. He's going to get his gravity suit pretty quickly now.
Yeah. But Derxu's already on the exit. Who's gonna get it first? Let's see.
Maybe I would, if anything, I think Derxu's closer, but
Yeah.
I just don't know for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like Derxu's ahead. I think we might be going to game 3. I don't know. High jump. It can really slow you down.
It's too early to call, but yeah, I mean, right now I'd give the edge to Derxu.
Yeah, what's their ammo like? They both got crap ammo. But doesn't
The
matter
ammo's
much
not
with the
gonna,
beam
yeah. They
combo.
both, yeah, they don't need ammo. Cross getting his gravity suit and gonna nope right on out. I can't imagine he sticks around to check for anything.
Yeah, I mean,
He's only missing spring ball and of
yeah.
course, well, grapple and X-ray, but you're not gonna go out of your way for those.
Oh no, not even a chance. So yeah, Cross is in full go mode now.
Yeah, we're
And
both
yeah,
in go mode. Just
I
because
guess Derxu's
no,
been in go mode for a while,
he
so
really has.
yeah, I should have mentioned it earlier, but um, yeah. So Cross is out, but I think Derxu's gonna get there first. This is definitely a race to the finish, down to the wire. Make sure to follow those runners, putting on a good show.
Yeah, and, interesting points in chat. So the no X-ray for stand-ups. Cross product, we saw him use that X-ray. So that could be a factor. And of course, Derxu can't do baby skip, which is about, I want to say, a 23-second chime save.
Yeah, well, and also with baby skip, so like in the last match, Cross did it with a crystal flash, so it was super quick.
Yep.
But he doesn't have the power bombs for it this time, so he would have to still take the slower refill if he
Yeah,
wanted to
he's
try
not
that
gonna get
again.
he's not getting enough power bombs to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of little things that are gonna add up here, but Derxu's in Meridia, so he's definitely ahead. And by a little bit here. By further than I thought he would be, to be
Yeah,
honest.
absolutely. Yeah, I'd say he's got a lead. See what Crossbra can do to
Yeah.
make this up. How much is high jump gonna play in this?
Yeah, I mean Meridia with space jump works better in Meridia. It definitely does. Gives
Oh,
them
absolutely.
a little bit better boost in the water and easier to use and everything. So high jump not as missed in the water sections, but I mean still very missed.
Absolutely.
Derxu trying the charge with a couple of supers, but misses it. It does get that bot wound down pretty quickly, though. Even things like in this room, you know, Cross has the option of going for a full halfie, whereas Derxu doesn't even have that.
Nope.
You know, you don't know if Cross will get it, but if he does, save a few seconds, catch up a little bit.
Also, we'll see what they decide to do for Dragon.
Yeah, I mean, they're both pretty low on ammo, so I would expect charge plasma kills for the most part, but...
Or speed booster. Derxu having decent energy for it. Maybe would want a little
oh,
bit.
yeah. I guess he did get more energy. Well, a second ago, he was on like one tank. I was
Yeah.
thinking he was too
Some
low.
good
But...
I think he had some energy drops from bot wound.
Okay.
Crossbark not far behind killing bot wound at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and this even this Dragon fight a little bit tougher for Derxu. He's having to do some complicated speed booster space jumps, whereas Cross can just use the high jump.
Yeah,
And
and
it
in
looks like
fact,
Cross is getting the full half. Oh,
nope. He was setting up for it pretty well. He actually ends up losing time on that.
yeah, he's
And
so
Dragon
close.
is down for Derxu.
Yeah, he had a good fight with the speed booster and everything. Cross taking an extra second to farm up some energy.
This is really, really close.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like Cross will be going for the speed booster kill as well, which is probably one of their quicker options. Probably their quickest, I think.
Yep, no grapple for the grapple quick kill, and no X-ray for microwave. It's like Crossbar setting up for the speed booster kill.
Yep. Looks like he's missing the short charges. He's falling back on the charge wave plasma shots. Oh, there he goes. Cross product looks like he's having a little trouble with this fight.
Yeah, the way he's getting those for one thing, he isn't getting the right swoop Dragon just keeps swooping on him.
Yeah,
Probably would be well served to do a little bit of charge shots while he's waiting for those to or those goo phases.
looks like this should be good. Yeah,
There we
he's
go.
got it. Okay, so
Also, not
Dragon
gonna
is
check the
down.
item.
Yep, because the only thing that would be there is oh, looks like he's gonna grab some drops. Maybe thinking not to refill.
Okay,
So
heads on out.
yeah. So yeah, like if Derxu does refill its ship and Cross doesn't, maybe he catches up a little bit. So we're about to see though. This is definitely a close race.
You know, it's a shame that the big play that Crossprog didn't do. Uh, it didn't help Derxu necessarily because he didn't know, based on what he checked, that Crockmire had to have power bombs, and so he did check the location. But
Yeah,
the fact that Crossprog did not check the Norfair reserve area, did not get those logic power bombs, and
yeah.
thus knew he had to go instead just went straight down to Crockmire to get his power bombs. That's a bit of a time loss, and I think that may be the difference in this race right now.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier. I mean, a lot of these Chozo seeds, a lot of times, knowing the logic will help you, but also figuring out how to break the
Yeah,
logic
I'm
will
telling you.
make you win.
Yeah, Chozo seeds are about breaking logic, in my opinion.
Yeah,
You just got to figure out what does the seed want me to do, and how can I break that logic and make it happen, make something else happen.
yeah, definitely. So yeah, Derxu, if anything, his lead has increased a little bit here. His ammo is not great. He needs some drops, but he should get them.
Yeah, 2 supers is not exactly ideal going into Turian, but he's got a 45 max, so it's not, so the a big difference between here and say any percent if you're going 2 missiles, 2 supers, you're still maxing out at 10. Here he can max out at more than that.
Yeah. Not great super drops in the first room though. Hopefully better in the second.
Yeah, and Dimensive, our tracker for game one, making a good point in chat. We don't know if Crossproduct could have gotten some power bombs in the back of Gauntlet. He never checked there.
Oh, true.
That routing and doing Gauntlet before 230 missiles, I still question that a little bit. Doing a
Yeah, I mean, in both games, Cross was a little back and forth. That first one, he kind of stopped Nimrod halfway through, and this one, he did it kind of backwards gauntlet. And Derxu, oh no, he does not feel like he got enough drops, and he's resetting.
yeah, I think that's a smart thing. A 20, yeah, 20 and 6.
Oh,
Now
he's
he's still not
not.
getting. Yeah,
Jeez,
because
his drops are
once he
terrible.
kills that third Metroid, if he'd want to get any kind of refill, he'd have to come back.
Yeah.
He'd have to actually leave.
So
So
and cross product here is about a minute and 40 seconds, I think, behind. Maybe a minute 35. Bad at math, but um yeah, Derxu's still farming for supers, so he's giving him a chance to make up some of that time. Oh, there he
okay,
goes. He
now
got good
he looks good.
drops. Yeah. Oof. Still just barely above 10.
And since he was grabbed, Crossbreak just can do some grouping strats.
Yeah, cross product with the grouping, getting a lot better super drops in the first room. So yeah, he's making up some time here in the Metroid rooms, which you don't usually see.
Yeah, and to the statement about refilling of the ship, I think in this situation you don't. You just go. I mean,
Well, you
sometimes they'll
don't if you're
backfire
as
on you, but yeah.
you don't if you're as good as our top 16 runners. If you're always refill.
Well, I'm not top 16. I wouldn't have refilled. So how's that sound?
Okay.
I'm nowhere close to top 16.
But yeah, Cross got great drops.
Now, if Cross
Dang.
can get baby skip here, that's going to be a huge difference maker.
Yeah. So what do you think saves more, baby skip or stand up?
I think
Stand
baby
up, right?
skip. I think baby skip saves a little bit more. Plus, they're both gonna be able to do stand up. Oh no, Cross is not gonna go for it. Okay,
Wow. Okay.
he's damaging himself down already.
So I was gonna say if he did get the baby skip, he didn't.
Okay, he
He
is going
doesn't.
for it.
Yeah, he doesn't have the energy to do the stand up, so he's gonna only have one or the other. It looks like.
So if you're gonna, I don't understand why he damaged himself down if he was gonna go. I mean, no, you're right. He can't do both. He would have had to refill if he stand up.
Yeah, and he's going for it. So
Yeah,
he's got a
absolutely.
dangerous energy count. Anything can happen to Mother Brain. So he definitely saved some time, but he also setting himself up for a dangerous fight here. But Derxu is already on Mother Brain 1 or 2. I mean, this is a super close finish.
Yeah, and the fact that crossproduct can't do stand up anymore is gonna hurt him.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it's
he,
gonna. I don't know if those Hydra boots are gonna be enough. Unless lead Oxroom can get you without Hydra boots, absolutely, 100%. But
yeah,
I'm just not sure that's gonna happen here.
and only 9 extra supers than Derxu. I mean, that's not going to change anything.
Nope, not gonna change a thing.
So yeah, I think Derxu might still have it, and it looks like
Dirk-
Derxu might even be going for stand up.
He is going for stand up.
That's a good call in this race.
Yep, that's gonna give
Keep
him a
that
bigger
lead.
lead.
As long as he does it safely, you don't have X-ray. Be careful. Well, and with that.
Well, in a real
With-
sense, stand up might decide this because if he does it successfully, he wins, and if he fails it, he.
That's true. That's true. Everybody hold your breath. And Cross, now on to Mother Brain, the final phase here as well. And yeah, Derxu's ready for a stand-up, or Cross is not. Oof. Yeah, so Derxu just needs to make sure he's in the air a couple of times and then not shoot when the Hyper Beam gets sprinkled onto him, and it'll be good to go.
Whereas crossproduct just has to sit and wait.
Yeah. Wow, what a close race this has become. Yeah, and Derxu being very careful with his stand-up. Because also, if that baby Metroid ends up too far forward, then it can't die. So I like this from Derxu. He's gambling, but in a safe enough way that he's not losing the match over it. Hopefully. Knock on wood. Stop shooting. Okay. Did your stream just freeze?
Well, he froze. But yeah, you just hold your breath for a second. But yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
was
fine.
holding my breath for a second because it looked like he froze up a little bit. I was like, oh dang.
Yeah, but
In any
at
case,
this point, unless Derxu just completely beefs it without those high jump boots, he's got this one.
yeah, GG. And so it looks like we'll be seeing at least one game. Get
Yep.
hyped.
Get at least one game 3 in the round of 16. So
Yeah.
that'll be super exciting.
And these were some good games here, game 1 and 2. So I'm certainly glad these players are the ones to do it. I mean, both of these races were really close. The last one just 4 or 5 minutes. This one gonna be, I mean, maybe a minute or two.
Yeah, nothing worse than seeing that dot done when you're in the escape, and that's unfortunately
Yeah.
for crossproduct. That's what he's gonna see. Derxu just getting through the lead ox room, no problem. That's the one room that those high jump boots are gonna make a huge difference, and has no problem with it.
Definitely. And yeah, this is a pretty quick time as well. Looks like he's going to come in under 55 minutes. Here as he heads for the ship. And Derxu does hit the ship, secures his win. with a first place official SRL time of 54 minutes and 52 seconds. GG, on to game three.
That's awesome. Get a game three. Uh,
Wow.
Crossfrag missing the Shine Spark is just going to wall jump his way up.
Yeah, and at this point, probably seen the GG or the dot
Not
done.
done.
And
Yeah, you're going to finish at this point.
yeah, not bothering trying those shine sparks again. Yep, even gonna shoot some hyper beam shots and
And Cross Product, he's going to finish up with an official SRL time of 55:39. So GG to Cross Product.
yeah, wow, less than a minute. Probably one of the closest playoff races we've seen yet. That I've
Might be the closest.
Yeah. So we got a good match here, folks. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad that I was here to see it for sure, and certainly be looking forward to Game 3 with that schedule.
Okay.
Oh, is he serious?
Cross Product wants to do game 3 right now. I don't know about Derxu yet though. It's like we do the math here. I want to say 4 o'clock in the morning. Plus, we'd have to get someone from SG.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I
getting on.
do.
This is quite and shout outs to the SG people. To be honest, this has been a marathon week, and it's gonna be a marathon 3 weeks for them because not only are we having our playoffs, but the Link to the Past tournament is going strong, and that's a whole lot of matches.
Yeah, yeah. And as far as Derxu goes, it is really early in the. I feel like definitely picked up that game two. He really, he didn't tilt. He pulled it together. Got a great win, and yeah, no, I don't blame him for maybe not wanting to go into 5 a.m. as looks like it might be over there for him.
Oh, there we go. They are getting invites. Cross Product about to join us. I know Dirksu said he would join us. Hey,
Yeah,
Cross, how you doing?
GG. Oh,
Well, he was in here for a second.
well, I guess that's it with the interview. Good night. No.
Hey,
Hey, Cross.
it helps if my headset's not muted.
That would help.
Sometimes depends on what you're gonna say.
That's well, where I thought Astra was in here.
What?
Oh well, I know he would have. Astra would have made a comment about my Torian.
Which part?
Well, arguably, if I use the super missile in room 4, I win the game, but it's fine. I wasn't prepared for that situation. I just haven't practiced enough.
Used a super missile in room 4.
Right. If I'm full on missiles going into room 4, use a super missile on the Metroids, then I'm guaranteed health drops. Well, not guaranteed, but I get health drops. All of the missile drops that they would have given me would have been overwritten with health drops, and I probably would have had enough energy for stand up glitch because I was at like 600 even, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I got the baby skip, so I had to skip the refill, so I didn't do stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Makes
if
sense.
That wasn't the
If I-
biggest difference.
it's
You were
yeah,
already behind going into the.
it was enough of a difference, though.
I don't know that it
Well,
would have caught you
Oh,
off.
maybe. I
There
don't
were
know.
other
It's
little things,
arguable. I lost by what 47 seconds. I don't know. It might not
Yeah,
have
it
been
was
enough.
close.
That's
Well,
true. I don't know.
Derxu-
I don't know if stand up saves 47 seconds, but
Derxu was ahead of you going Mother Brain. So
Yep.
like
did he pick
Yeah.
up less ammo, or did you just have a cleaner run?
yeah.
The biggest. There are a couple of things that happened. So when you went up and got your barrier suit and then looped around. So I'm curious why you did Gauntlet first instead of the 230 missiles. I feel like would have been a bigger time save if you'd gone the other way around. because then you could choose to go all the way through Gauntlet and see if there are power bombs in the back, or just leave when there's nothing there.
I'm not sure of the likelihood of minor item locations being power bombs
Yeah, that's a
unless they're
good point.
power bomb locked.
So then the next thing was, and so when Derxu was down, and so he went down and got his power bomb. He didn't get his first power bombs or Croc, but he ended up going there anyway because he didn't have the knowledge that it had to be power bombs at that point that you had. He checked the Norfair Reserve area and got a pack of power
Really?
bombs.
Okay, I wasn't
Now that didn't
really.
save him time because he still went to Croc, but if you had
Yeah.
gone and checked there, that could have saved you a bit of time because you wouldn't have had to go to Croc. Because at that point, we knew it had to be power bombs when he checked that because we had seen all the stuff you had checked and we'd seen all the stuff that he had checked.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that likely to have power bombs distributed for the Chozo power bombs.
Yeah, it's certainly fair.
And then to sort of partially what you're asking too, then after that, Derxu went straight up to Rex ship, got basically Gravity and Varia together, and was in go mode a bit ahead of you.
Yep.
So yeah, he stopped picking up ammo. He had space jumps, so his lower Norfair wasn't too much slower. And so yeah, he just didn't have as much to do at that point since he got the suits a little earlier.
Yeah, he didn't have to check, screw attack area or anything like that.
Yeah.
So just a bunch of little things that kind of added up. But it was really close the entire time. Like, we weren't sure who was in the lead, and you had your high jump boost, which gave you a bit of an edge. But it just wasn't, just wasn't clear until you guys entered Torian.
Yeah, and he did get stand-up glitch at the end, which kind of secured his victory there. Would have been a lot closer if you'd have gotten it and he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know who would have won at that point.
And yeah, GG did you too, Derxu.
Thanks.
Yeah, the thing that gave you a chance to catch up a little bit across Derxu, that Metroid room 4.
Oh yeah, his drops were awful.
I had to fun so much.
Yep.
4 times, was it?
That's what Ash was saying in chat. I think that's right.
I didn't want to have to do that, so I used missiles in all of my Metroid rooms, which left me with not enough health to do stand up.
Yeah, I was like, hey.
Because I surprisingly got the baby skip, which I wasn't really expecting. Yeah. But I guess the baby skip's faster than the stand up glitch, but
yeah, probably. I didn't have high jump, so no chance on that.
Right.
I was like, how bad of RNG can I get, right?
Yeah, those drops were not fun.
Yeah,
so just out of curiosity, I mean, everybody seeing Spazer and then turning around to pick it up.
Yeah,
reasons there?
Yeah. What was going on there? You both looked like you saw it, went to walk away, turned around, and then picked it up.
Where was it? At Ice, right?
At Ice.
Yeah.
Actually,
space.
Yeah. Sorry, I know I like to hit the hard. I like to ask
the hard questions.
I don't know. Just like, well, probably we need it. Probably I mistook it for something else.
Well, you were very slick. I think when you were doing your hell runs, I think you turned it off with ice or something to make it look like you were turning ice off. So you almost got away with it.
Well, it was a nice hit, actually.
Yeah, and
I liked it.
We're finally gonna get a game 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God, boss.
So don't. I'm not going to ask the question because I don't want you to answer it, but you guys have to think about what you want to. Well, of course you want to win. No, because the way it's just to make it clear to everyone. So the way this is going to work is when you guys come into the SRL room the next time around, cross product being the higher seed is going to be able to choose to either veto one of the 3 categories, full, major, minor, or Chozo, or can allow Derxu to do the veto, and then whoever doesn't veto chooses between the remaining 2. So Cross, you get a little bit of an edge. So you get that choice.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't have to say anything about what you're going to choose. We're not going to do this here.
I'll think about it.
Either way, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
So,
and and Derxu, I think you're making a good call not choosing to try and play game 3 right now because it's awfully late where you're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Earlier I was like, if it was really that good of an idea to put just that late, but
Right. It's Saturday.
yeah.
Not for him.
it's
All right.
not
Well,
anymore.
yeah. Okay.
It is in fact Sunday in Germany.
Yeah.
Ich liebe Deutschland. Ich
Nice.
will nach Deutschland gehen.
Come here, come
Ich
here.
will. I'm sorry, I said wolle. That's dumb. Ich will nach Deutschland.
Oh, I like that. Nice.
So, Derxu, I do have to ask. I mean, I'm sure you discussed it a little in the chat, but that ice location skip in the
Oh
first
yeah,
match,
we should talk a little about game 1.
I gotta know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, that was the I think I had pretty much ammo at this point, and
Yeah, your supers were looking really good, and then you got
like 40,
missile,
45.
missile.
Yeah, and I thought I would come across some locations on my way to Drago and stuff, and yeah. Well, I'm more like if I get charged, it's fine. If not, I gotta choose the ammo. And yeah, well, it barely paid out. It barely, was enough ammo at this point then. But
Yeah,
How
I
much
mean, that
ammo
was-
did you end up picking up? You had 34? Oh, I actually
I
had
thought it
more
was
items
like
than you.
55, 65 at the end or something like that.
Oh,
the
yeah, you had
first-
significantly more than I did. We had 3
Yeah.
more pickups than I did.
Well, you
total.
also got your charge beam significantly early.
I did?
Yeah,
Where was charge beam?
it was at ice.
Oh yeah, right.
Again?
No, in the first
No, it
game
was
it was at
Phaser.
ice.
Oh, we
No,
were talking
in
about the
game
first
1.
match.
In game 1
Okay,
it was
we
at
were talking
ice.
about the first match. Gotcha.
Yeah, so you went down
Yeah.
first and managed to get that
Mhm.
charge beam. Actually, speaking of game 1 cross, so that was the strangest meme route I've ever seen. And oh, by the way,
What?
nicely done jumping over that grapple beam on your way back to
Oh
the
yeah, I was thinking of it. Gosh, what was
Very
the
nicely
one? There was one race where there was like a super missile pack there, and I had jumped over it because I knew charge beam was at Gauntlet or something. I forget exactly. And I was like, don't forget to jump over that super
I
missile
remember
pack.
that one.
And then like it was the fact that I had to jump over the super missile pack triggered my memory that I had to go to Gauntlet to get charge beam or something.
Yep,
and
I
I would have.
remember that
I think
race.
that was my race against Junior. I think it was a full shuffle. I think it was actually charging back of Gauntlet in a full shuffle.
Yeah, either way, it's good that you remember.
Yeah.
That's the key.
It was just kind of funny that the only reason I remembered it was because I remembered that I was supposed to like jump over the super pack.
Yeah, that was so. Yeah, very impressive. You managed to jump right over the grapple beam because we were fully expecting you to face plant right into it.
Funny.
But
Done
yeah,
it
so
before.
that was
there's a certain there's a certain Super Metroid puzzle if you've ever seen any of the Super Metroid puzzles where that I think that's like an intended endgame troll in one of the puzzles.
Yeah, there's a lot of puzzles out there. I don't know that one, but yeah, the just that meme route in general. So what was your thought process there? You got your speed booster at Edeku,
Yeah, I was
and then
a
you're
little
like, oh,
sad.
do I go back to Waterway or do I continue?
It wasn't just that. There was something else. It was it was something at Brinstar Reserve that was also like, well, or no, maybe it was that. I think it was that grapple beam. The grapple beam at Terminator. It's like, I guess I
Yeah,
could have
but
had
you didn't
Varia
see-
shoot immediately.
Yeah, but you didn't see the grapple beam at Terminator. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting route to say the least. You don't see that route every day, so.
Yeah, I felt like it was a good time to do it. I even had the backup energy tank. I had 10 super missiles, so I'm like,
Yep.
10 super missiles and an E tank. I'm like, I'm not scared of side hoppers. Got the power bombs. Let's go.
Yeah,
For
your ammo was really good for it.
Speed booster. What the heck?
And then you picked up like 2 more super packs right away, so like wave gate's not even an issue at that point.
Oh, I don't worry about that too much anyway.
But then you were afraid of the fish down the waterway.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
with
yeah,
good
because,
reason.
you know, if I shine spark in waterway, and my spark ends right before a
You
fish,
die,
and then the
yeah.
fish swims into me before the echoes kill it, I die.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta-
You
you
did
gotta
not.
blow-
No, you
You
did
gotta
not
blow
have
the
enough
power
energy.
bomb.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did
blow
not
the
have
power
enough
bomb
energy
time.
for that. 69 energy does not get you through that. So yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, it didn't help that I gooped too.
Yeah, either way, two close games. Very, very
Yeah.
fun watches. Looking forward to game. Hopefully you'll
Yeah,
get
it
that
should be a
scheduled
good
not
one.
too long. It'll be a
Yeah,
fun one to
absolutely.
watch.
I don't even know, like, I don't even pay attention to tournament standings or anything. I guess if whoever loses is done for the year, I don't know.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's best 2 out of 3 single elimination. And done for the season, but there'll be another season. So.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so the next game will be pretty important. Choose your veto. What?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll
or
have to think
or in
about
case of
this.
cross product, choose your whether I'm gonna do the veto or whether I'm gonna
Yeah.
let Derxu do the
Because there's
veto.
one thing I definitely want to do,
Yep.
so I have to figure out which of the other two I don't want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if Derxu can read your mind, then he can make sure he vetoes that one,
Okay.
or doesn't choose it.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that.
Okay. So, anything else anyone want to add before we go?
Nope. Thanks for commentating and restreaming and all the good stuff and being like tournament mom, Tracy.
You're welcome. That's a new one for me.
That's a nice one. Okay.
I think that's all that needs to be said. Huh?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Derxu?
Yeah. Well, thanks for racing. Thanks for commentating and dragging and whatever it has to be done.
And you get some sleep because it's awfully
Bedtime
late
for
out over
me.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for making the races real close for us and staying up late.
Yeah, then looking forward to game 3 and good night.
Yeah.
Good
All
night.
right, have a good
And
one.
yep, have a good one, guys. So yeah, and
Okay.
also big thank you to Cheaty Face for tracking game 2 and to Dimensive for tracking game 1 because I'm bad at that and they're good at it, so I don't have to worry about it. Again, thank you to Fear Agent and Mind of Me for helping set up both of these races. And again, to all the SG people, because this between huge tournament going on Links to Pass, our playoff tournament, all the races that were played today, and Discord just. I'm not going to use the words that I want to use here because this is a family-friendly stream. But yeah, we'll just say bleeping all over itself. And yeah, so with that, and yeah, so and thank you to Sire for joining me and sticking around for the second game.
Of course, it was super fun. I'm happy to have joined you, and definitely always happy to commentate with you. Definitely everyone follow Tracy as well. She's awesome and does all the things for us.
All right, so we do have some races that are scheduled. Tomorrow night, we're going to have the games 2 and possibly a game 3 of Maniacal versus Ashter. That'll start at 10 o'clock, and game 2 to be game 3 immediately following, should it be necessary. And Rasu and Kelcharge are going to play their game 2 on Monday night at 8 o'clock. So, of course, all times Eastern. So please be sure to join us then. All right, so go ahead and sign off.
Bye.
Because as always, especially since we have a good morning for Derxu, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be.